Hello, welcome back to the Network Effect. My name is Fred Robinson, co-founder of Mindful Mondays and the Network Effect. We want to welcome you back. I want to introduce you to two great creatives here in the city, Jose Bates and Bradli Bates. How you guys doing today?
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Excited to be here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate you supporting what we're doing here in the community. Um, I I went to high school with your wife.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to Milwaukee Tech with her, and she reached out to me, and she gave me some information on what you were doing.
Yes.
Of course, you know we support the arts here at Greenwood Park, and I and then Bradley came in, and she said she's an artist, and she kind of explained to me a little bit of how you guys are incorporating the art with the spirituality with the church.
With faith. Certainly.
Yes, with faith. And I thought that was very interesting.
Yes, sir.
We should always incorporate everything with faith in God, but you're specifically doing that. So I asked you guys to come on, and you accepted the invitation, and I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
So tell me about yourself. What do you do? How did you get into the church that you're in? And
Yeah, sure. So, of course, my name is Hosea. I've done hair in the city, showing off by Jose, and also as Jose Lamont, Beauty Science Institute. And I was born in ministry. We come from a ministry family.
Okay.
And my parents started ministry 70 years ago. And so that's the only church I've ever known. That's been my pastor and my first lady for years. Now, my mother, she's 96 years old.
Wow.
And so she's still with us. And in many ways, she's still my pastor.
Right.
But my father passed about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And so when he passed, stepped up and took over in ministry. And then when pandemic came, it was tough because a lot of people felt like if they weren't in the building, they didn't have a connection with their faith.
Okay.
And then we just thought about it. And my daughter, she was in art school, and of course she was doing hair and doing other things, and it just connected to me. The Spirit led me to say that we ought to, combine it, because it is faith that takes you to be creative. And in fact, we were created to create. And so it just kind of snowballed into that from there, and we became Bethesda Church of the Arts. And so we're trying to push that movement, and I love what you guys are doing here, because it's kind of the same concept. This, in fact, I consider ministry.
Okay.
What you're doing.
Yeah.
And
Fellowshipping.
absolutely.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So now you said your church started when now?
70 years ago, so that might have been, somebody do the math for me, 1960s. Something.
Now was that it started here in Milwaukee?
Yes.
Wow. That's
Here in
nice.
Milwaukee. Yes, sir.
That's a long time.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Now you also mentioned about you mentioned COVID.
Yes.
In regards to the fellowshipping, the up and close personal fellowshipping had slowed down a little bit.
Certainly.
So then would you say that was a transition?
I definitely would.
Okay.
I think a lot of people lost that connection by not being building.
Right.
And to me, it said that their connection was with the building.
Right.
Instead of that's right.
Right.
Instead of the actual spirit, yeah. And so
Okay.
I was trying to find a way that we can bring this thing more to get a realization of your connection is with God. The
Right.
power is within you.
Right.
You were created to do this, to create.
Right.
You're in fact built for these things. And,
Right.
Yeah. It's an education piece.
I actually hold a men's group here at the gallery on Friday mornings of
that's awesome.
myself and a few men in the community, and it's faith led by faith.
Certainly.
And one thing I did miss about going to the building is the actual fellowship. And then once we started this men's group here, it just came back.
Yeah.
Because fellowshipping and being in the room with the energy, even this room now with us in the audience here, it's fellowshipping.
Sure.
And it produces good energy. Yeah. So now about yourself, Bradley. You're a local artist.
Yes, I am
And
a local artist.
it was, I tell you a story. I mentioned this to yourself earlier.
Okay.
So, young lady come in the door and she just said, "Hello, my
Hello.
name is Bradley."
Here.
And she said, I'm Pocola's daughter. And I was like, Pocola, I know that name. And then she wanted, just to fill out some information in regards to the artist sheet and everything. And then once I saw her art, I was amazed.
Yes.
And then she kind of explained to me a little bit how it works. So if you could explain that, how are you creating, how are you incorporating art in the actual church, and how does that go?
Yes, so we look for local artists in Milwaukee to, or I guess I should say, who are interested in church or who have a spiritual background, and we ask them to figure out a different way to show their faith through their art. So,
Okay.
like for Black History Month, we asked some local artists to come up with a piece that represented maybe just the history of the Black church.
Okay.
So we had 2 artists come in during our service. We do artistic moments. So they came in, they had a piece, they explained the piece, how it worked with their faith, and we also have some of our guests, or our members, I should say, at the church. We have them, do art as well.
Okay.
So we have community projects. We did a service outdoors, and we had everybody like paint their face.
Right.
And we had a recent community project where we had everybody write their names down, and we put it all together. We made one piece, titled it Unity, for our fast. We had a recent fast, so we did that in honor of that. So yeah,
Also Valentine's.
Oh,
You
yes,
had an
and
event?
Valentine's, we had an event. We had a paint night.
Okay.
We had a paint and worship night. We had music playing, gospel music, of course, karaoke. We try to make it very fun, very youthful,
Right,
very
right,
appealing. And yeah, we just welcome anybody that wants to come in.
Yeah. Are you? What kind of response are you guys getting with that? With putting both of them together? Is it more of a response, or is it less, or how?
People are vibing with it, I believe. I think when they hear about it, the initial how could it be, but when you really begin to think about it, and how God is the creator of all the universe,
Right.
and how much art we look at on a daily basis that we don't even take for granted, then they understand a little bit more once you get to talk about it.
Right.
Because all through the Bible, it's all art.
Right. Right.
From the art to Solomon's temple to it's all art.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
I do understand that God is your spirituality, regardless of what it is.
Sure,
Right?
sure.
We're not naming spiritualities,
Sure.
right, or putting any labels on it, because we all have it. So we're all blessed with something. So
That's it.
So now, from being a creative aspect, right? I've met artists like yourself, that was very into your faith. But I also met artists that's kind of, I would say, more free spirit. So what do you say to that? Okay, you have a free spirit person that's not measuring faith or anything. It's like when you have an artist that's free spirit, they're not thinking. Some artists don't think like you think, like with God. So how important is it to have that in that versus a person that's more free spirit in the industry?
Well, I would say that artist has connected to some source.
Right.
It's bigger than just them.
Right.
And maybe they have not realized exactly what it is.
Right.
Because a lot of people feel like it was just their intuition
Right.
that led them.
Right.
When I'm telling you, it's really the Spirit of God that's leading it.
Right.
So I think it's just putting the connection together that hasn't been completely put together for some people.
Right.
I mean, I mean, not that there aren't evil spirits or some other thing, but when it really comes down to it, I mean, if you're doing things and you're being a benefit to the kingdom, you know, that's all I've got.
Right. Just like everything else.
Yeah.
Just like everything else. Now you're an artist. I think I just asked you that off camera. So you're an artist as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. So have you? How long have you been a creative as you are now? Has it been something you've done all your
Yeah, it
life?
seems like it's something I've done all my life.
Okay.
Even as a young child, you know.
Right. Now, did you?
Some way or the other.
Did you go to school or are you self-taught? Or?
Well, I heard y'all talking about high school earlier, but I'm from Milwaukee Lutheran High School.
Okay, that's all right. Represent. Represent.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're really. I mean, I was cutting hair in high school, so.
Okay. Right. So it's kind of self-taught. You just threw it out the years, picked it up.
Yeah, I found some clippers one day in my grandfather's house. I asked my mother, could I? That was it.
Right.
I was off.
Right. So you're really a hairstylist, if I may say that, by trade. If that. Okay.
Sure.
Are you still in that? Are you still doing that?
Actually, I'm not as much, but yeah, I still do custom haircuts.
That's being creative.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is.
It's definitely an art.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I mean, there's so many things that fall into it that I learned. My father taught me shoe shining. And to me, I call that almost like a lost art.
Right,
So a lot of people don't even take the time to do that kind of thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So now as you come up, then you have children, correct? You have Bradli.
Yes, my daughter and my son.
Now is your son an artist as
My
well?
son is an artist too.
Yes.
Yeah, our whole family.
Right.
You're gonna create something. You're gonna,
Right.
you gonna make something.
So they owe a lot of that to you.
Well,
Did
yeah,
you
I
teach
guess
them
we-
as they grew?
Each generation,
Okay.
we owe it to the
Right.
previous.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, did you were your parents artists? Did it work like that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Artists one way or the other.
Right.
My brothers were business owners, and so yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, just coming back to you, Bradli. You participated. I want to thank you again. You participated in the installment for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes.
Awesome.
For us, and we want to appreciate that, and that's what we try to do here. We try to be a catalyst to not just our whole community, but artists as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate that. You actually were interviewed too, and I got to get you that video.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about, as how did you become and create your creativity as you became a young woman? Did you go to school? Did you just kind of just pick it up from your dad? Tell us a
I
little bit about
definitely picked it up because I remember, after school, I would go right down to the salon and
They were salon kids.
yeah.
Salon, what is that?
Salon kid, the hair salon.
Oh, salon. Okay,
Yeah, the
okay.
hair
I did
salon.
not.
So it started from a young age.
Okay.
I was, down there. I witnessed a lot. I was in the fashion. We did a little fashion show with the kids and played around with that. At first, it started off with me just, sketching, and then I wanted to dibble and dabble in fashion for a little bit. I played with that, and then I went into hairstyling and had some, time with that as well, just because, that's just what I grew up around.
Right.
I started taking art though serious more in high school. I was in an art class, and I found that to really be my calling.
Right.
Like, it was always something that I've done, but I never did it seriously until high school.
Now, where did you, if you don't mind me asking, where
Yes,
did you
I went
go
to
high
Nicolay High School.
school? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So that's where it started. It's always been there. It's always been there for me, for sure.
Yeah. It's real.
Yes.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself in the future with what your creativity is, and the church as well?
With my creativity, definitely want to bring that into the church more, and I want to help people understand that art is an everyday thing.
Okay.
And it's
Explain
just,
that.
It's the way of life. Even, just like how he was saying with how his dad taught him how to shine shoes.
Right.
That you do that in a certain way, that is art.
Right.
Not everybody does it the same. It's
Mhm.
something that is unique, even down to how you brush your teeth.
That's it.
That is art.
Make your bed.
Yes, how you make your bed. A lot of people don't look at it like that, and
It is.
it's an art. Or
Right,
when you're doing your
right.
framing
I
or
get it. I get it.
plumbing. So
Yeah.
I do want to help teach that
Right,
for
right.
sure, and I really can see that making an impact in the church
Right.
and reaching into the younger generation and showing them a different way to grow in God
Right.
with their art.
Right.
Yeah, but Fred, it seems like it's just really about taking time to educate people.
Very
Right.
You
much
know,
so,
just
yes.
like some of the questions that you may have had or have in regards to it about some other artists and the
Right,
different
right.
people that you may have come across, and people that we try to explain this to. It's just a matter of education.
Right.
They're trying to talk. So we're almost trying to gear to be almost like an art school in the sense, because you're trying to explain to people the different aspects of it. Because
Right.
there's so many different techniques.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's so many different things that that you're aware of, but you have to kind of explain this to other people that you can pull it out of them so they can be their best self.
Right.
And the greatness
Exactly.
that is inside of them.
Exactly.
So,
And that's one thing that I've learned through the years is that being here at the gallery, I'm a tradesman,
Yes.
right? But I've realized that everybody has some type of creativity, like you were saying about. There's art in brushing your teeth.
There is.
It is.
There's art in being a professional individual.
Sure.
But there's art in carpentry. There's art in building stuff. So
Absolutely.
so we just as people, we just have to pull it out. Like some people don't know they have it. But something we have something inside of that's creative.
That's it.
Our dress, how we dress, or
There
something.
it is.
And art is like, I say that art is like two things. Art is like music.
Mm-hmm.
Art is like the ocean.
Okay.
And I say that because music brings people together.
It does.
It goes through all genres. And then you ever go to the ocean and how that water, that energy from that water pulls you?
Sure.
And that's what art is. Art, like you said, we just have to pull that out of individuals, and that's just something I really believe.
Amen.
So just moving forward here. So Bradli, kind of tell us about your pieces here. I didn't know who these individuals were,
Yes.
but Chantel did, and you told us. So tell us a little bit about these pieces here, and then tell us how the reason why you drew these and how what you used.
Yeah, so I specialize in portrait art, and these are music artists that I have painted. I kind of, like to do people that either I like to listen to, or that I, like to watch, or whatever, just like Erykah Badu. I kind of just like her style.
Right.
And so that's the reason that I painted her. And Aaliyah, I think everybody loves Aaliyah's music. So I had to paint her. And the same thing with Lil' Kim. I think that she's one of the top Black female rappers. Yes, thank you. Rappers. And I think that she's underappreciated a little bit. So yes, I wanted to pay homage to her as well. But I can, I paint kind of whatever.
Right.
And I always love to do research on the people that I paint. And I use spray paint and I use acrylic. I like to use a dry brush. And I just, let it take me.
Right. And I noticed that when you brought these pieces in, I looked at it. Now the spray paint you use is really just at the top. Did you use any spray paint down here? Well, yeah, I see those
on the bottom.
areas.
Yeah,
on
the spray
bottoms.
paint is more so just like just a touch
Right,
to add to
right,
it. Yes.
right. Now the wording that you have on there, what inspired that?
So that was a line from one of her songs, Next Lifetime, and I feel like it needed a little touch to it.
Right.
And I really liked the song Next Lifetime, and I thought that it fit with the picture.
It does with the eyes and the
Yeah.
way she's holding
Yeah,
it.
You know, I
yeah.
thought it gave a little,
Right,
Hints.
and then you have Aaliyah,
yes. And then I
Yeah.
have Aaliyah, yes.
and then little Kim. So did you use the same type of materials, or same type of inks and
Yep, I
different things
use-
for all this?
Yep, acrylic and spray paint, yes.
Okay. Now, do you use other type of materials
Sometimes I use paint pens or markers, color pencils. Sometimes I do throw that in there a little bit, little scribbles here and there. I do like to use different objects when I'm painting. Like I'll take a bottle from the spray paint and I'll put some paint on the edge of it if I want to make circles or
Okay,
add
okay.
texture.
Right.
So yeah.
Right, different styles,
Mhm.
different styles. So, are you currently practicing art? Are you
I
currently
am.
drawing?
I have.
Okay.
I've done a couple different paintings. I would like to say not as quite as elaborate, but every artist has his own style. And this is what I love about art. Is an eye of the beholder.
Right.
You know, so some people may like it
Right.
even better. But
Right.
it's
Do you have any specialty or?
any specialty?
I feel like you dibble and dabble.
I do.
You've done portraitures.
I do whatever.
Yeah. And just abstract. Yeah.
I'll remake a piece.
Yeah.
Right. That's cool. That's cool.
Repurpose it.
I love to see this energy. I've never met a dad and a daughter, and they're both artists, and they're both as faith-based as you guys. I'm really enjoying this energy.
Yes, well, thank you so much.
So that's about it. So can you let our audience know a little bit more about your church, where it is? Invite the audience to the
Certainly.
church.
I would love to invite everyone that's listening to be part of the Bethesda Church of the Arts. We're located on 2810 West Highland Boulevard. That is 4 doors from the corner of 27th and Highland. Our church kind of sits back, so you have to kind of look back. There's a sign out there that says Bethesda. You can welcome to pull right up on the parking lot. We start at 11 o'clock for our services. Actually, we do a little take on Sunday school that starts at 10:15. We call it an empowerment session. It's a group discussion where people can come and have a discussion, much like this.
Right.
And we have one of the books that we've published that my mother written that we use as a guide each week, and it's 90 Pearls. She wrote this book when she was 90, and so there are 90 pearls, and they start with, she writes, I have learned.
Wow.
And then she's learned these different things, and so we take them and we use those things in our lessons and our empowerment session, and then we carry over that message over into our 11 o'clock service, and we are typically there for about an hour, and it's a great time. It's in fact we do a lot in a little time, and we want you to come and be part of it and be part of the different things that we're having. There are other events that are coming up. I believe there's a lock-in, and
Yes, we are having a lock-in, a women's lock-in. Since March is National Women's Month, we are calling all of the women to come together Friday, March 21st at 10 p.m. It's gonna be 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Saturday morning. We're gonna have like a little shut-in, but we're gonna rephrase it and call it a lock-in.
Okay.
yes, and my son is he's going to be starting a men's group, young men, along with his grandfather, and then we're trying to pull men's together and empower them as well. So this is something that we're looking forward to. It's exciting for us.
Right,
You know.
right.
Like I said, after the pandemic, we didn't come back right away, and then I went to doing church once a month.
Okay.
When
Right,
we came
right,
in,
right.
and see if we can pull
Easy
people
to-
back. And again, we're a 70-year-old ministry, and so we had a lot of people that passed in the ministry, to the point
Right.
where I even went to school for a while for mortuary science, just because I saw the artistry in that,
Right.
and I thought I could do a much better job with that. So
Okay.
we're just looking for more people to come and be part of it, and be willing to grow. That's what it's about. It's about growth.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. Now, one last question for you, Bradley. These pieces and other pieces, are these pieces for sale?
Yes, they are for
Okay.
sale.
Okay. Can you just share with us your social media handles, just in case
Yes.
So it's
My
interesting.
Instagram is going to be _BB Nicole with 2 E's. Facebook, you can find me at Bradli Nicole. And for the church, the Instagram for the church is Bethesda Cota, COTA. And the Facebook is Bethesda Church and God in Christ.
All right, that's it.
Yes.
That's it. Well, like I said, we appreciate you, and I think this is great. We support you and your creativity, and we support you as well as bringing the arts into the spiritual aspect. Thank you for being here, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you tuning in, and look out for us next month. We're starting up our Mindful Mondays wine tasting. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, yes.
All right.
All right.
You guys are gonna have bread too?
We do.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one. Actually, it's really nice. I have like vendors in each of the rooms here, and that's, I think,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.